Thank you for still staying with us here on the AM show, and welcome to AM Businesses, brought to us every Wednesday courtesy EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. So the bold move by the government to sweep off major economic and bureaucratic hurdles to ease the cost of venturing into industrial enterprises have made manifest in the recent spring up of new competitive factories across the country. So far, 28 factories have been completed and fully operational, while 153 are currently at various stages of completion as new, revived or expanded factories. But where are these factories? My colleague Giles Aite was with the Trade Minister's entourage as he paid a working visit to some of the factories.
In the first week of September, the Trade Minister Alan Tremantin made a whistle stop to various 1D1F factories, including the Amantin Agro-processing Limited, a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Though nearing the final phase of completion, the factory is earmarked as one of the most modernized and fully automated industrial starch factories in the West African sub-region, with a total investment of $34 million. The company is currently cultivating 14,000 acres of farmland as its own plantation, while supporting thousands of local farmers to cultivate over 40,000 acres of farmland under an outgrower scheme, including 15,000 principal outgrowers.
Part of our agenda as a government or as a country is to be able to do import substitution. That is, produce locally the things that we import. Now, if you want to produce things that you import locally, obviously you are not expecting government to go into production. We've tried this after independence. The government set up a number of state enterprises, and we know the fate of these state enterprises. So if we need to follow a path of producing for ourselves the goods that we import, again, we have to rely on the private sector.
Alan Tremantin also made a stop at Premium Foods Limited, an agro-processing company located in Jachi Pramso in Kumasi and yet to be commissioned under the 1D1F program in November.
We get maize, grains and soya coming together, we mill it into powder, and then it comes into the extruder. The extruder, you inject steam and water, treated water, to it. So it's like you are cooking. When you put something on fire, you boil it up, you attain high temperatures. When it starts boiling, you are cooking it. So it's the same thing. So we mix the soya maize into powder, you inject water, steam, and then it goes through the extruder to increase the temperature to about between 110 to 135 degrees. That will kill any microbiological objects in the product. So at the end of the day, the product will come out as a cooked product, one, and safe product to eat. But at this point, it's just the maize and the soya. Then it comes out as a pellet. We dry them. We have a dryer which we dry at a temperature of about 140 degrees to make sure that even whatever is still inside will be killed. And then we mill it again to powder. We mill it with this one. This is the hammer mill. We mill it into a powder, and then we fortify it with minerals, vitamins. And then we mix it up here in the mixer here.
This is not government establishing state enterprises. How could you even imagine the government could have the expertise to do what this gentleman has done? So it is government working in collaboration with the private sector. That is what the 1D1 factory is all about.
The private sector's feedback to the 1D1F program is immense. You could see for yourself the huge investments being injected into various factories across various constituencies, not just to prep up the industrialization agenda of government, but also to help restore confidence in local manufactured products and reduce the larger scale of importation of local raw materials into the country. Here at the new factory of beverage firm Casapreco, the government, through the 1D1F initiative, has injected $28 million in tax waivers for the expansion and competitiveness of the factory at Kumasi in the Ashanti region.
This soft drinks and juice line is going to do 35,000 bottles an hour over here. So everything here is fully automated, from the bottling side, the blending side, to the packing side as well. The factory itself is going to man at full capacity about 300 people, from engineering to marketing to warehousing. However, we have a lot of indirect employment as well, over 3,000 from our distributors and suppliers and transporters. So I think this will be the major factory within the town or so area that we are in now.
Unless we create this critical mass of factories, where are we expecting that all these graduates would be engaged in? So for me, it makes a lot of sense that government is putting so much emphasis on this one district, one factory project. Again, it is also providing an opportunity for us to extend our reach beyond Accra and Tema. That's where the decentralization comes in.
This is yet another product of the One District, One Factory program of government. This is the factory of Kasapreku in the Ashanti region. We're gathering, this is going to be the largest in the region so far, with a tax waiver of $28 million. Already the MD has been interacting with us on the import of this particular waiver and what it means to the factory. We're talking of the creation of over 300 direct jobs and 3,000 indirect jobs in that nature. Already we do know that the 1D1F has caught the eyes of the private sector, and more are willing to invest in this venture as they see it as a much more profitable move. So far, Parliament has approved a total of $2 million in tax waivers on machinery, equipment and raw materials to be procured by 3 companies under the 1D1F program of government. For local factories like Joy Industries, these interventions are crucial for their timely survival.
So we are pleading that the government should infuse our company into the 1D1F policy or program, so that we can also have some sort of assistance to make this company very big and then create more employment and jobs for the people. And I want to add that, government can easily not create employment. Yes, government should rather look at the various companies and create employment through the unfortunately on our part, the banks that we were dealing with, they were affected by the structuring of the financial sector. Our prayer now is the government should look at us as a company, because when you look at where we are operating from, we are located in a remote area. That's how I'll put it.
Making a whistle stop at Ryder Steel in Kumasi, Trade and Industries Minister Alan Tremantin explained the reasons why government is bent on decentralizing the steel's manufacturing industry in Ghana.
We're embarking on a major industrial transformation agenda, and all over the world where you see significant progress in industrialization, steel is always a major part of that. We have large deposits of iron ore, and we've identified the iron and steel industry as one of our new strategic anchor industries to diversify our economy. But before we get to that stage where we can mine iron ore and then also add value and get steel.
When completed, Ryder Steel in Kumasi is expected to employ about 900 to 1,000 workers within the community. We interacted with the general manager, TP Patnaik, who explained the entire process in accruing specific loans from the International Financial Corporation under the World Bank.
Moving out from the Tema, we have all the steel factories in Tema, as the minister told her. We are trying to actually move out and come develop other region. This is a region which was not developed at all. Like if you see, the major reason was there was no power earlier. Now the country has excess power and power is available here. We said let's go and develop this place. Second is the market is, we are looking at North Market and the neighboring countries and inside of Ghana. Not only the port of Ghana, that's why we trade.
And how has the feedback from government been so far?
We have been pretty well, supported by them. We have been talking to them regularly. They have been very helpful on getting us all the permits, licenses, everything to be done. So,
how much does it cost to establish this factory?
This whole factory's projected cost is about $24 million, but it might go up a little bit. But
already, Trade Minister Alan Tremantin has been detailing to Joy Business the need for industries to decentralize across the country, making his tour across several factories and business resource centers in Kumasi. The Trade Minister explained the reasons why government continues to inject capital in struggling and surviving factories to ensure the 1D1F project is completed. With the 1D1F project steadily gravitating towards agro-processing, there is a measured confidence in Ghana becoming a leading food basket in the sub-region, as risks of food insecurity currently are negligible, considering the Planting for Food and Jobs program, amongst others. The week store by the Trades and Industries Minister Alan Tremantin has brought out key issues pertaining local industries and manufacturing firms. The first has to do with their competitiveness for the African market, the second being government's intervention to revamp ailing industries, and the third being the capacity of most of these factories to meet demand not just in Ghana but across the world. So far, there are key concerns regarding the interventions and its implications on industry moving forward. But we've heard from the Trade Minister Alan Tremantin, who says that every little intervention government has injected into factories and the 1D1F projects is all aimed at expanding Ghana's manufacturing base to make it a giant, especially when the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement area is coming to full force next year. I'm Charles Aita reporting for Joy Business.
And that's AM Business, brought to us kind courtesy EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, with a focus on the One District, One Factory, with a tour with the Trades Minister, Charles Aite, bringing us details there. And AM Business is on the AM show every Wednesday, so do make a date and don't miss it.